So for this particular assignment, I chose to analyze and evaluate an article on bacteria on computer keyboards. So I've been teaching computer science in a computer lab for the past 24 years, and I've actually done this little experiment cross-curricular with biology teachers at my school, where they actually swab toilet seats and some different other germy areas around the school, including my computer keyboards and the mice in the room and that sort of thing. And inevitably, it's always come back that there were far more germs on our computer keyboards, and the students have always been really astounded by that result. And so this article has always been fun. This particular article, or some other similar articles related to this particular topic, have been fun to bring in and show the students, just exactly what the research says. So I chose this article for this assignment, and I chose to use Kathy Schrock's 5 W's for website evaluation, as well as the Q-tips for the Center for Media Literacy. So looking at those, I'm going to actually take you and show you what I've done. I'm very visual, and so I made like a Venn diagram to show the similarities and differences between those. So essentially, I would say that using Kathy Schrock's 5 W's of website evaluation, as well as the Center for Media Literacy's Q-tips tools, the who ties in quite nicely with authorship. So I have those at the center of the Venn diagram. The what ties in with both format and content. So I have that at the center of the Venn diagram. But I also want to basically pull the content out to the side as well for the Center for Media Literacy's Q-tips, and I'll talk about why in just a moment. And then the why also aligns nicely with the purpose. And so let me talk first about the similarities. So again, the who, the what, the why for the 5 W's align with the authorship, format, content, and purpose. And so looking at those and analyzing the website, it was very quick and easy to find the who for the 5 W's. Of course, the authors were all listed right at the very top of the article. So that aligns with authorship. Those are paired quite nicely and easily together. The what is the actual article about? What is it saying? What's being presented? That ties in with both format and content. And so it's very, very easy to see that this was actually lined up very nice and easily with bright turquoise, larger, font, bolded headings for the main segments of the content in the article. So basically it's showing, hey, this is about keyboards and bacteria. It's giving the background information. How does it actually get on your keyboard? Scrolling on down, what about in hospitals? And then what can you do to prevent that? And so again, the format, very, very nicely done, very user-friendly, very easy to see. Hey, these are what the main categories are. These are the main headings. This is what this website is presenting. So the what for the 5 W's aligns nicely with format, as well as content. And I'm going to come back to content because there's a slight difference there as well. So I'll come back to that in just a moment. And then the other similarity is the why piece for the 5 W's, and that aligns perfectly with the purpose for the Q-tips. And so, of course, why? Well, why read this article? Why use this information? Well, number one, it is to obviously pinpoint exactly what's going on in the article. How do the germs get on your keyboard? What can you do to prevent or protect yourself from being exposed to so many different germs? And again, that aligns nicely with the purpose. So the differences between those two tools, the when piece and the where piece of the 5 W's, those are unique to that specific tool. Nowhere in the Q-tips can I find a piece that asked, hey, when was this article published? Is it current? That sort of thing. And then also where did the information come from? If you're using the 5 W's and you scroll on to the very bottom, you can see both when here, but you can see, hey, all of this information is also referenced from other professionals in the industry, and then also from the National Center for Health Research. So those pieces are unique to the 5 W's. As far as the Q-tips unique pieces, the audience piece is unique, as well as some of the content. The content piece that's unique here is in that it's asking about like biases or specific viewpoints that might be shown. So you get that with the Q-tips where you're not really necessarily using those or seeing that in the 5 W's model. and then the audience is taking into effect with this particular model, hey, how might different audiences actually perceive this information differently? So if you're writing for a younger audience, will they receive it a different way? So that might also drive format to a good extent, maybe your color choices, your font choices, the font size, and that kind of stuff. And so, pulls in the design piece as well. So that's the first and the second discussion. As far as the third discussion question, which of these tools would I use as a media specialist? Especially after having read the article, the main point in this that I was able to glean was that it's important to read laterally and not just depend on any one checklist. And so that being said, I was actually kind of shocked. But that being said, I want to make sure that I pull in, multiple pieces. I would say that it's important to use more than one tool. I really love the 5 W's tool, but I love those unique pieces as well, thinking about the audience as well as content and format that you don't necessarily use with the 5 W's. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.